Do you feel like you're failing in the bedroom? Listen up, because I'm going to give you some pointers on how to make sex better for your partner. As a couples therapist who works with couples with intimacy issues all of the time, I can tell you what actually works to improve your sex life and the things that you may think will be helpful but will cause harm to your sex life. So you're going to want to listen to the end, because what I share with you is very important that you understand all of it. First, I want to give you a word of caution. If your partner is complaining to you about sex not being satisfying, or if your partner is acting outside of your relationship and you think that you're not good enough at sex and that's why they're doing that, that may not be the case. There may be nothing you can do to improve sex. Other things may be going on that you're not aware of. Maybe your partner has an addiction going on, or maybe your partner has other things going on that have nothing to do with you. So there are some things that you can work on, and we're going to talk about those things. But I don't want you to spin your wheels thinking that you can change everything if there are things about your partner that they need to work on in order for sex to be better between the two of you. In a relationship, sex can either be detrimental or it can be good for the relationship. Detrimental sex is sex that's about fear and control. So if your partner is unsatisfied in the bedroom and your partner's not happy, I want you to be very careful not to sacrifice yourself in order to try to make them happy. That's sex that is done out of fear. You're doing things that you don't like. You're engaging in things that don't feel good to you, but you're doing it just to please your partner. That will make it so that you don't desire sex. You don't desire intimacy, and it can do long-term damage to your relationship. So make sure that sex is based on love, sex is based on both partners' needs, that there's equality there and there's connection there. And that is important to lay the groundwork for making sex better in your relationship. Communication is key. If you want sex to be better with your partner, then listen to them, hear them, understand them. Now, just because you understand them doesn't mean that you're going to do everything that they want to do, but you can still hear them. You can still validate who they are, why they feel the way they feel, what they desire, and they're going to feel loved, and they're going to feel supported, and they're going to feel like they want to connect to you. It's important that you show up non-judgmentally to your partner when it comes to sex. If they're communicating openly and they're being vulnerable and they're being honest, then don't judge them. Don't throw it in their face. Listen to them. Try to understand them and try to see them on a whole new level. All right, so I'm going to get to how you can really improve sex for your partner. But before I do, if you like this video, remember to like it and remember to subscribe. The best sex is about being completely present with your partner and being able to let go. And when I say let go, I mean surrender to that moment. Let go to the connection that you're having in that moment with your partner. The best sex is based on safety. If you don't enjoy sex, or your partner's not enjoying sex, then that means that you need to work on safety. You need to show up as a more safe partner, so that they can be them, and so that you both can be more vulnerable together. I'm going to give you 5 things to remember that will support a healthy sex life. So first, sex is reciprocal. It takes 2 to tango. So if it takes 2 to tango, that means it's not theirs and it's not yours. Sex is something that you create together. And if you understand that, then you work together as you engage sexually. And that connection is something that creates more connection, not more selfish division or using your partner in any way. 2, do not use sex as a form of control. Sex can be used in a relationship for all kinds of things. Be careful as to why you're using sex, because if you use sex that way, your partner's going to start to lack trust in you. And your connection is not going to be about connection. It's going to be about control. It's going to be about getting what you want. So be careful to not use sex for control. Number 3, no is always a good answer. So I'm not saying always tell your partner no when they're initiating sex. That's not what I'm saying. But if you aren't in the mood, if it's not working for you, if you want more connection outside of the bedroom first, it's okay to say no. And your partner needs to know that no is always a good answer, that you can reject them and they're not going to take it personally, and they're not going to spin off into shame if you tell them no. No is a fine answer. You don't have to always be in the mood for sex, because if you act like you are and you engage in sex when you don't want to, that makes good sex harder to get. So it's important that you have some boundaries and you're able to say no. Number 4, sex is his and hers. There's this crazy belief out there that somehow sex is a more him thing than it is a her thing, that guys enjoy sex more, or sex is more about a guy getting off or a guy having an orgasm. The fact of the matter is women are made to orgasm as well. In fact, women can have more intense orgasms and more orgasms than a guy. So sex is made for both him and both her. Sex is both for the masculine and the feminine. Neither one is entitled to sex and entitled to sex the way that they want it. Sex is a mutual connection, something that you're creating together. The last thing to understand is that sex can either be intimate or sex cannot, but make sex intimate. What I mean by that is there's a difference between having sex and intimacy. If you only have sex in your relationship and you lack intimacy, then sex is just something you're kind of using your partner for. Now, every time you have sex, you don't need to have a big, long, intimate, deep, spiritual, tantric connection. That's not reality. You don't need to have that every single time. But if you never have intimacy and you're always just using each other to get off, that's a problem. So you need intimacy along with sex. Remember, you don't have complete control to satisfy your partner. Your partner may need to do their own work so that they can really engage vulnerably with sex. So do everything you can to be a trustworthy partner who is empathetic and loving and patient and honest in the relationship, but also recognize that you only have half of control to shift things in your relationship. Do everything you can, and then hope that your partner does their work as well. If you enjoyed this video, then you're gonna wanna watch my other video, which is how to make sex better for me, which will help you understand yourself better sexually.